YouTube? It's Danny here. This isn't anything gaming related, just some kind of things that it's kind of I've had on my mind as of late as the holidays approach, and I kind of feel like there are things that need to be talked about. At least I do. So I've never had much love for the holidays. Working retail most of my life kind of killed most of that, and I get increasingly more bummed out this time of year. Um, this is the second set of holidays without my mom. Um, Passed away a year and a half ago, so she was really the only reason I even remotely attempted to do the holidays. Otherwise, I wouldn't do them at all. But I guess what I'm getting at is I know a lot of people out there. What's the best way to word this? It's not one of my strong suits. I guess what I'm really trying to get at is, as the holidays approach, try to. I'm trying to be more cheerful about things. It's not always the easiest thing to do, and I know there are a lot of people out there that aren't in the greatest of situations that still try to, suck it up and move on, as they say. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I try to live every day, day by day, trying to constantly improve myself, as they say. So it's the same advice I'll give to you if you're watching this. The situations may not always be the most ideal, but you always have to just try to move forward. Even if you can't do it by yourself, I'm sure there's somebody out there with you that will and is willing to help you get through it. I know I have a great friends have kind of helped me through everything, and they've all been through their fair share of stuff themselves, but are still willing to help others. So sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. Even if it's just a vent, everybody has to have that one friend. I know I'm that friend to a lot of my friends, and vice versa. So if you ever feel like things are getting that bad that you can't take anymore, rely on others. Even if you're that kind of person that thinks you can take the world on by yourself like I used to, you can't. It's not that simple. Sometimes you just need to have somebody else to talk to bounce ideas off of, to put things in a different perspective for you. And that's part of how I've gotten by as of late. So always try to find that person. If you're somebody I personally know, you can always talk to me about these things too. And everybody that knows me knows that. And I know that there's usually hesitation because you don't want to get other people involved in your problems, things like that. You really shouldn't worry about things like that. Just sometimes just taking that kind of plunge can be the best thing you can do. Also, this comes from other things that have happened in my life. Recently, I just finished up school. That was a huge plunge for me because this is the first time in my life I've ever finished something like that I've started. And it really wasn't until my mom passed that it finally clicked in my head that I need to do something with my life. And luckily for me, something I enjoy doing is working on computers, and that's what I'm making a career out of now. Um, I know some people out there that they don't know what they want to do with their lives, and some of the things they enjoy doing aren't the most practical means, but that's how I've been most of my life. I've always been into video games, and throughout my entire life, I thought oh, I'm gonna be a video game designer, all that bullshit, and I can make a living doing that. It's not that easy, especially not in the state I live in. Certain states you might be able to get away with that, but not here in Ohio. No. So second option was always computers, and I finally followed through on that, and now I'm doing a lot better for myself to compare to where I was at before. So if you're uncertain of what you want to do with yourself, my advice to you would be to just take that. If you're not really sure, do a little research. I found out that pretty much the city I live in is a huge, just, what's the right word? I can't even think of the right word. There's a lot of opportunity here where I live, so I'm pretty lucky in that regard. And I realize that some people in their career paths it's not the most ideal thing, but at the same time, you're still willing to do it. Even if it's not something that you can easily, make something out of yourself, but you still have to keep trying, if you ask me. And eventually, you never know when you'll get your big break. Something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah. And sometimes you just have to try to do something. And the reason I bring that up is because I've only recently started up here on YouTube, and I never thought I'd be doing something like that because I'm not very good when it comes to talking and expressing myself and things like that. But at the same time, something I vastly enjoy doing is playing video games. So that's why I started my YouTube channel. I started off with some simple stuff like Pokemon. I'm eventually going to branch out into other games as well because there's a wide variety of stuff I enjoy playing. So you'd be surprised at how doing something like this on YouTube can help you. And it's helped me a lot. It's helped me be able to kind of communicate better, express myself better, and things like that. So I'm going to continue to do it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It doesn't really matter if I never get anywhere with it. I'm still having a blast doing it, and that's what's important. So sometimes you just got to do something fun like that. You never know. You might do well. You might not. But as long as you're having fun, that's what matters in life. I pretty much, I work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. I come home. I record an episode for whatever series I'm working on, and then I move about the rest of my day. I do that every day. I'm probably almost getting to the point where I might start doing multiple episodes a day of different series, just to kind of see if I can maintain that kind of pace. So, and I've seen a lot of my friends actually starting to kind of start messing around with the YouTube as well. It's a lot of fun. Now, something I will say YouTube related, just because it's going to start becoming relevant, if it already hasn't, I'm not really sure, is the whole YouTube Red thing. $10 a month for no ads. Look, most of the ads you can skip in 4 seconds, or maybe they're 30 seconds at the longest. Why would you want to pay $10 a month to get rid of that? I mean, that's just YouTube trying to milk money out of people and take money away from the people that are actually uploading content. And I know a lot of people aren't necessarily doing YouTube for a living, but at the same time, like, why would you pay $10 a month for something like that? I mean, Netflix or something, Netflix, Hulu, things like that, you can get a lot more use of. I understand paying that, but $10 a month just to get rid of a 30-second ad when you're watching a YouTube video? Come on. Seriously? I know I personally won't bother with this, and I really don't know why anybody would. I really hope that just kind of flops, but that remains to be seen. So, and I can't believe it's already November. I'll say that much. This year has completely flown by. I don't know where it's gone. And I transitioned jobs. I finished school. It just doesn't feel like the amount of time that's passed just almost doesn't feel like I've really accomplished much, but at the same time I have. So I'm hoping the next year is chock full of opportunities, and that's what my plan is. My plan is to keep moving on, keep moving forward. I'm actually kind of contemplating going back to college, getting a degree that way, because the school I went to is just for certifications. Having a degree to pad further on that, I'm sure it would help, but that's another step down the line. I haven't really decided if I'm going that far or not. So I should probably wrap this up here since it's been almost 10 minutes. I just want everybody to know that, and this is important. I feel like sometimes people just don't feel like they're loved. Is a good way to put it. Always remember, somebody out there loves you, cares for you, will be willing to be there for you if you need it. But you can't fight the battles alone. Don't try to do it. I spent most of my life doing that, and it's worn me down considerably. So please just don't be like that, regardless of how stubborn you are and things like that. Just sometimes you can lean on somebody else, and that's the bottom line of my message here. Is just don't be afraid to do it. You can still be yourself at the same time. Sometimes having somebody else there can make a world of difference. So, on that note, I'm going to get out of here and actually start my recording. So, I'll catch everybody later.